bit of a frosty morning. It's pretty cold out here. I'm just getting the engine warmed up for our move up, and just thought I'd show you how cold it sometimes gets, you know, in the winter. That's our rope. It's highly flexible, useful thing at the moment. George is freezing, I'm freezing, Joe's still in bed. Right, good morning. We're in Wilmcote. It's cold, evidenced by the smoke, evidenced by the rope at the back. I'll show you footage of that in a second, or might have already shown it to you. Heading north, leaving the area where Mary Arden's house is, except for it isn't, because it turns out that that house isn't Mary Arden's house. It was built 5 years after she left the village, and Mary Arden's actual house would have been the farm nearby. But, you know, live and learn. And interesting little area outside of Stratford, but mainly we just needed it for the railroad that was nearby so that Joe could go and do a couple of visits she needed to do. So we're done that. We're heading north. We have to get back towards Birmingham. So that means moving up the canal here. Most interesting sight of the day is going to be a aqueduct, 200 meter, 200 some measurement larger than a foot aqueduct that is a big iron girder sort of construction. It's supposed to be just sort of a narrow channel with a walkway sort of beside it and below. So it sounds really interesting. It's a couple of miles up that way. We are heading towards the junction where basically the South Oxford meets the North Oxford meets the Birmingham and the Grand Union, and then I don't think we're going to make it that far today because it's freaking cold.
George and I have got to the Edstone Aqueduct. It's quite interesting. It's basically just a trough, and then to one side is the drop off to below, and the other side is the drop off to the towpath, which is kind of sunken down. As the Nicholson's guide said, you get a duck's eye view of the boat going past. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Also, I've just read that it is the longest aqueduct in England, and I probably also should mention that Michael's scared of heights, so maybe I should be offering to drive across here. It's quite a drop. So you survived the aqueduct?
Yep.
How was it?
Scary.
I did offer to do it.
No, I know you offered to do it. I'm like, I'm already moving in a straight line. I'm already going into it, and there's nowhere to stop. But I'll keep going. But my well-established fear of heights kicked in, because it's like we got about, I don't know, quarter of the way on there, and I'm just like, if I step in either direction, I'm just falling.
I was like, don't look down, and as you were leaning over the
Yes,
edge.
I'm like, oh, I can't stop myself. Yeah.
And it's just such a gorgeous day. It's like crispy frosty, but the sun is just...
Yeah, although the ropes haven't thawed out yet, so.
And the countryside is just lovely.
Man,
Really isolated. I mean, there's the hum of traffic, of course.
there's always a hum of traffic from somewhere. But yeah, it's gorgeous today. Great time to go over the aqueduct. No traffic, didn't have to pass anybody, which is good because it's a one-way thing. Yeah, the general sense of like, good God, don't lean too far, Michael.
So we've just done the first lock of the day after about 2 miles. And we don't know how far we're going.
There's at least 3 miles up till the next lock, I believe. So
Oh, I might get on then.
it's a bit of a.
Want to get on, George?
There's a
No.
boatyard and stuff we've got to stop at, but, or well, maybe have to stop at.
All right. How far to the boat then?
I don't know. Maps at the back.
We froze to Michael.
I got too cold.
I didn't get cold because I was marching along the towpath with...
Yeah, you were marching along the towpath. I had to deal with wet ropes and stuff, and then sitting on the back, and it's like you can't move, right? Like all I can do is sort of jog in place. So. And
there was only one lock, so there was no like opportunity to
get on and off and do anything active. So once the sun, Joe sort of cursed us.
At the lock, I was like, I'm loving today. The sun's shining, it's crisp, the blue sky.
Yeah, so like 3 minutes later, there's this big Baskervillian fog coming down over the hills.
It's like we moved from one zone to the other, because there was a line on the floor where one side it was crispy grass, crispy white grass. The next side it was mud.
Yeah, we must have gone from south to north.
Or something.
Or Midlands to north. Or
we crossed some line.
Yeah.
So we decided to stop. We're at the bottom of a lot of locks.
Yeah, at the end of the day, our big reason for pushing this morning was we were overfilling in the...
Our liquids tanks were full.
Yeah.
We weren't overfilling.
We weren't overfilling.
There was no overflow situation.
We were getting close to an overflow situation.
So
and we ran out of gas in one of our canisters a few days ago, so it was like we should see if we can get coal gas and deal with the liquids. And they were nice enough to let us deal with the liquids.
The kind people at Anglo Welsh.
Their card machine was down at the time that we came up, so they were like, sorry, can't sell you any gas, but you're welcome to use the LSAN, so that was nice. And then they figured out the card machine, so all of a sudden I was able to buy our gas canister.
It was the weirdest place to stop, because there are hire boat plates, and I guess all their moorings are just full of the hire boats because nobody's out, and it's right by the second of the 2 aqueducts that we passed today.
Yeah.
And so the boat
sits on the aqueduct
as we do everything. So I opened the duck hatch. It's like, okay, there's a road down there. That's just weird.
Yeah, it's like being in the sky. It's been a nice enough day, but once the fog kicked in, it just started getting too cold.
I tell you what, they don't like wide boats here, do they? All the bridges are really skinny.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even come up this in like a slightly over width narrow boat. There's been a couple where I'm just like, I swear we've got half an inch on each side maximum.
Yeah, and the aqueducts are really skinny as well.
They weren't actually, they look really skinny.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it and I'm like, actually I've got about 8 inches to a foot on each side. So it's actually wider than it looks.
Okay.
As you come up towards it, you're like, oh good God, how is this going to work? But then there was a couple of bridges where I was just like, holy cow.
Especially because we met a boat today, the first time in weeks we've seen a boat.
Yeah.
And there was a hire boat going back down to Stratford, and they were coming through one of the skinny bridges just as you were coming up to it. So then your approach was not as you would have done it.
No, I would have come in, but I had to go over the side to get out of his way, so then I had to sort of do this turn in. And it was fine, but just the couple of times where I was like, I swear, there's like a finger width, and that's it on both sides.
It's a lovely section of canal. I mean, I say this about everything, but it's really nice.
So painfully cold. Okay, thanks for watching. Like, click the comment button for whatever reason. She's gonna giggle now. Hit the subscribe button because that will allow you to subscribe. Click the bell if you want to get notifications. I'm gonna do it in a monotone from now on because it's so cold. Oh yes. Thumbs up. Anyway, I'm gonna take some shots of the boat. Wait while it warms up. It's like the breath of a demon. Okay, we're recording. Do you want me to do it or do you want to come out? The majority of the rest of the way up towards Fradley Junction or whichever, I don't know, it's too cold. Okay, low power mode, turn that off. It is extremely, extremely chilly, but, you know, at least it makes it easy to find George's poops because they'll be steaming.
You're driving a car? I had to deal with a wet rope.
Not as much as I did.
Glorious sunshine too.
Glorious sunshine too. There's a man-eating dog from Satan's own spawn around the corner somewhere. Especially the L's, damn, the one that starts with an E. The 200 yard one. As you come up towards it, you're like, oh, good God, how is this going to work?
Breathe in, everyone.
Yeah, just feel skinny. Feel very skinny. Yeah. I'll just cause continuity error if you want to cut there, but my hair.
All right.
What happened? Nice. Hair solidarity. Even George is fluffy today.
I need to put this back on.
All right. I'm going inside.
No, we need to do the like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, we gotta do that part.
I need to put my hat back on first.
Okay, wait here. You put.
No, you just hold it.
Right.
Do you want your hat back on?
Sure, because I don't look half ridiculous. Just gonna put it on backwards, isn't she? No.